Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope we're doing great today. Happy Saturday. It's championship day. We got all of the conference championships, and yeah, going to be a great one today. I believe we got 8 matchups. Be sure to like and subscribe, guys. Check out all my betting links in the description below. Become a member, support the channel. You guys already know what to do. Hop in, bro, throw. And yeah, we'll hop in here. A lot of good action. Starting with Kansas State versus TCU. TCU opening up as a 1.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 61.5. Kansas State coming into this matchup 9-3, 8-3-1 covering the spread. TCU 12-0, 9-2-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, both teams have won 5 out of their last 10 meetings. Some quarterback question marks here. Looks like Will Howard is starting for Kansas State. Kansas State, on a 3-game winning streak, playing great football. They did lose to TCU earlier this season by 10. And yeah, TCU undefeated, coming off a monster Iowa State win. A lot on the line for TCU. We saw USC lose last night, ruining their playoff hopes. We'll see if anything crazy happens today. But man, I've been riding TCU all season long. It's been crazy what they've done all season. And TCU, yeah, 9-0 in their conference. They're playing great football here. 1.5 point spread. Got to roll with TCU here. Keep the undefeated season alive. And they beat them by 10 the last meeting. I like TCU at home. Give me TCU money line and -1.5. Next matchup, we got Toledo versus Ohio. Toledo opening up as a 3-point road favorite with the over-under at 54. Toledo coming into this matchup 7-5, 4-8 covering the spread. Ohio 9-3, 9-3 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Toledo is 8-2. Toledo, they're on a 2-game losing streak. Haven't played that great. Ohio, man, they're 8-2 in their last 10. On a 7-game winning streak right now coming into this game. Toledo 0-5 covering the spread. Yeah, Ohio getting it at home here, +3 in their championship game, man. I'm gonna buy a point. Give me Ohio +3.5 at home. Next matchup, we got Coastal Carolina versus Troy. Troy opening up as a 7.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 47.5. Coastal Carolina coming into this matchup 9-2, 4-6-1 covering the spread. Troy 10-2, 9-3 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Coastal is 3-2. Yeah, this is a big one. Grayson McCall, their quarterback, is questionable. So we're going to see if he does play. Because they got killed by James Madison last game without him. They got absolutely killed. And Troy playing good football here. They're on a 9-game winning streak. They've been cruising through this conference. Been playing great football. Kind of getting overlooked. And yeah, 6-0 at home. 7-0 in the Sun Belt right now. Man, I really like Troy at home here. They've been playing great football on a huge winning streak, and we'll see if Grayson McCall does play. But even if he does play, man, I just like what Troy's been doing, and I'm gonna buy a point. I'm gonna take Troy -6.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got Fresno State versus Boise State. Boise opening up as a 3-point home favorite with the over-under at 54.5. Fresno coming into this matchup 8-4, 5-7 covering the spread. Boise 9-3, 6-5-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Boise is 7-3. We got Fresno coming into this on a 7-game winning streak. Boise coming off a 3-game winning streak here. Yeah, Fresno 3-13 against Boise here. 1-11 on the road against Boise State. They've really struggled. And Boise State's played well. 8-0 against Mountain Western Conference. 11-1 at home against Fresno. Yeah, I like Boise here. I'm going to buy half a point. I'm going to take Boise -2.5 and money line at home. Next matchup, we got LSU versus Georgia. Georgia opening up as a 17.5 point home favorite with the over-under at 52. LSU coming into this matchup 9-3, 7-5 covering the spread. Georgia 12-0, 6-6 covering the spread. Head to head, LSU is surprisingly 6-4 in their last 10 meetings, but Yeah, we got LSU coming off a horrible A&M loss. I mean, that kind of ruined their season. And, Georgia still undefeated, coming off a Georgia Tech win. Georgia Tech still cruising. Yeah, surprising LSU has been the better head-to-head team here, but this is a different beast up against Georgia. Man, this one's tough. 17.5 is a tough line in a championship game. It really is. I'm going to take a shot with LSU plus 17.5. It's a championship game here. Man, LSU could definitely upset Georgia here. It's definitely possible today. Plus 17.5, man. That's just a lot of points to win by 4 scores or 3 scores, depending on how you look at it. And we'll take LSU plus the points, but throw Georgia in your moneyline parlays at home. Next matchup, we got UCF versus Tulane. Tulane opening up as a 4-point home favorite with the over-under at 57. UCF coming into this matchup 9-3, 7-5 covering the spread. Tulane 10-2, 10-2 covering the spread. Head-to-head, UCF is 8-2. These teams did just play each other a few games ago. UCF winning 38-31. Central Florida coming off a USF win. Not that bad Navy loss. UCF 5-0 against Tulane. They played well against Tulane here. Tulane, they're playing well, 7-1 in their last 8. 7-1 covering the spread. This is more of a personal play, but I like Tulane here. I know they lost against UCF, but they got a chance to win a championship, something I don't think they've ever done, honestly. I'm not sure, but I like Tulane here. I just like their offense, and I think they'll learn from their last game that they lost against UCF, and I like Tulane -4 in moneyline at home in this championship game. Next matchup, we got Clemson versus North Carolina. Clemson opening up as a 7.5-point road favorite with the over-under at 63.5. Clemson coming into this matchup 10-2, 6-6 covering the spread. North Carolina 9-3, 5-6-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Clemson is 8-2. Been pretty dominant here. Clemson coming off a bad South Carolina loss. North Carolina on a little 2-game losing streak here, but different North Carolina team. Got a great quarterback, great offense. Clemson, the offense hasn't looked good. They have struggled. They've really struggled all year. That's kind of been the big concern with Clemson. They have looked better in the last few weeks here, but I like North Carolina, giving them plus 7.5 at home in a championship game here. And I really like North Carolina. And a lot of these underdogs, we saw what happened to USC last night. None of these favorites are secure for these championship games. Give me North Carolina plus 7.5 at home. And the last one, we got Purdue versus Michigan. Michigan opening up as a 16.5-point home favorite with the over-under at 52. Purdue coming into this matchup 8-4, 5-7 covering the spread. Michigan 12-0, 7-4-1 covering the spread. Head-to-head, Michigan is 8-2, where they've been pretty dominant. As far as injuries go, it looks like, Blake Corum is done for the year. But, they didn't really use him much last game against Ohio State, and they looked fine. And Purdue on a 3-game winning streak. They had a solid season. They made it to the championship here, coming off an Indy win. And going to be tough against Michigan. It really is. Michigan undefeated, coming off that big Ohio State 45-23 win. Not in love with the spread here, but it's just going to be tough to score. It's just going to be tough to score in this one here. Michigan 2-9 against, Purdue 2-9 against Michigan, 3-10 covering against Michigan. Yeah, it's going to be very tough here. And I'm going to take Michigan -16.5. Throw them in a teaser, guys. Lower that total if you're not in love with it. Definitely is a high one for a championship game, but Michigan, what they did to Ohio State could easily be done to Purdue here. I'll take Michigan -16.5 and throw them in your money line parlays here. That's going to be it for the video. Good luck with your picks and parlays on Saturday. Hope you guys all cash out, and I'll see you guys Sunday. Have a good one.